Joining us upstairs here is John DeCastro along with John Fazina, and they will be your color commentators, and they'll be doing most of the play-by-play if we don't hang ourselves with the gear here. So we got the finals of the Seine boat races tonight. I will let you know who our sponsors are: Cape Ann Savings Bank, the Gloucester House Blue Collar Lobster Restaurants, Topside Grill, Jalapenos Cape Ann Brewery, all adjacent here to St. Peter's Square in Gloucester. So gentlemen, where are we? We'll start with John Fazina. He's new here. John, what's up?
John, I'm new, and I'm a 9-time greasy pole walker.
Okay.
And I've never won, unfortunately. And I'm excited to see the Seine boats first, and then we'll talk about the greasy pole after. How about that?
All right. So John, we're going John DeCastro now.
So boys, great to be here again. The Seine boat races are going to be exciting. We have 3 really good crews, starting with yesterday's winners, the merger. This boat is full of champions and great rowers, starting with the scuttler, Joe Belbo, the coxsman, Vito Gigoloni, Dylan Morrissey, Chris Grace, Vito Gigoloni, Clayton Morrissey, Rob Morrissey, Mike Mitchell, Nick Gigoloni, Seth Morrissey, Mark Gigoloni, and Zach Morrissey.
Hey, you got those Gloucester names down pretty good.
I have. Right.
You did pretty good on those.
I think you practiced a bunch on those names.
Yeah. So Wednesdays.
Wait, hold on. Let me just set the scene here, guys. Want to point out that straight down south, you can see a cloud of showers going by, and I think it's going to miss it. It's cloudy right now, been sunny all day. Weather is coming from the west, but I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah, no doubt, Rick. Wednesday's winner and Saturday's second place finisher was Iron Village. It was a very close race yesterday between Iron Village and the merger, and they're both here. But Iron Village has scuttler Phil Gigoloni, coxsman Paul Gigoloni, Paul Simon, Jay Hillenbrecht, Ryan Mueller, Brian Sanborn, Chad Motta, Mike Tarantino, Derek Morris, Kellen O'Malley, Steve Goodick, and David Nicastro. And then the champs, Forze Fioria. Last year they put on a clinic every day they raced, and they were by far the best team last year, looking to repeat and go back-to-back. And they have scuttler Mike Harmon, coxsman Mike Jarvis, Peter Mondello, Vincenzo Terranova, Matt Pardee, John Francis, the Terramina brothers in the middle, Wayne Morris, Ray D'Amico, Dave Linquata, and JJ Palazzola. A real tough crew. And Rick, like yesterday, we have a similar setting when it comes to the water. Without the sun, you have a little bit of a ripple. Definitely not strong of a wind, but there is a slight wind. What do you think, Rick?
Well, it's cool right now too. About a 10 degree or 15 degree temperature change. It's probably in the mid 60s right now. We're up near 80 earlier. The water temperature, boys, is 59 degrees. 59. We'll talk a little bit about that in a little while.
Yep.
On cameras tonight too. I want to remind you that Jason Fazina, Alex Sanfilippo on cameras, and you know Jason, do you?
Jason's my brother, right there.
All right.
So there was a little problem yesterday with the wind, with the start, because the boats were getting pushed at the start. It was a really tough start. And hopefully they start on the right side so they don't move too much to the left. That's how it works.
The wind isn't as bad today because it's not killing my head here through the microphone, so it's not too bad. But we have another tremendous crowd. It will be low tide in just a little while. It's going to be low tide about an hour from now, I think. So we'll have more people on the beach as we did yesterday. And you can hear the wind. It's going to be a factor. And as John Fazina was just pointing out, watch the start and see if the boats drift from right to left. They certainly did yesterday.
Yeah, and to point out, Rick, is the race right now. Like any sport, you are so nervous. These guys work year-round working out, but there is, like we discussed yesterday, that being in the water it's a lot different than a rowing machine. It's a lot different than even a dory. Dory is similar but different in regards that the oars of a Seine boat are 30+ pounds. And these guys train year-round in gyms, but it's not the same as just going out in the ocean and doing what you need to do. And these guys are right now nervous but anxious, ready to go, excited. It's a little bit of everything that they're feeling right now. Everything is on the line today in Championship Sunday, everything.
All right, I want to remind you, Cape Ann Savings Bank is your sponsor today, your community bank. Serving the Cape Ann area since 1846. Local people, local banking, local commitment. Cape Ann Savings Bank, member FDIC, member DIF, equal housing lender. And a special thanks to Jennifer Orlando for helping us out so much this week and getting coordinated with the Cape Ann Savings Bank. Appreciate it.
So Rick, just like a little insight, I walked the greasy pole for a few years, I rode for a few years, I carried St. Peter, did a little bit of everything in the Fiat atmosphere, and I'm proud of it, proud to be part of it. With these same boats, it's amazing that the work that these guys put in the off season, but they only have a week of rowing. That's it together. And in the off season, when usually the champs obviously stay together to repeat the title, but the other crews will mix and match and try to figure it out.
Just going to ask you, because I know some guys row with some guys. The Morrisseys and Caminellis and Tarantinos have stayed together, but everybody kind of moves around. It's sort of like the NBA. Let's go to the best team.
Yeah, I heard that this year. I heard they put a super team together this year.
Is that right?
I don't know.
Yeah. So
do we like that or no? I don't know.
Like John Vizine is saying, he's talking about the merger. The merger is a boat full of rowing kids. They start when they're little kids and they row juniors. They usually win juniors and they come up into the seniors and usually at some point win. The Morrisseys, the Gigalonis haven't won it in a few years and they know what it's like to win. And when you taste out of the cup of a champion, you don't want to taste anything else. And every champion knows that. So the Morrisseys and Gigalonis threw a team together.
Taste out of the cup of champions. Are you going to do football this year and I'm all done? Is this it? Rick, I got it. This is awful.
So when it comes to this Morrissey and Gigaloni boat, the merger, you feel like they have an identity, and that's the big thing. The champs have an identity. They're the champs. The merger feels like they have an identity. They had a good race Wednesday. Yesterday's race, they know it was a little off. Now get to the Iron Village. They're in it a good, strong boat, inexperienced rowers, couple champions on the boat, but they don't know their identity.
All right, we'll get back to that in just a minute. Again, this is the 90th not the 90th broadcast. It's the 90th St. Peter's Fiesta here in Gloucester. We got the races coming right up.
When you live in an area so rooted in history, it comes with the territory. But while change is everywhere, there is one thing you can always count on. You can rest assured that Cape Ann Savings Bank will be here to serve the area it's proud to call home. Cape Ann Savings Bank. We've stood the test of time.
Welcome back to the broadcast of the 90th finale here for St. Peter's Sports. We've got the Seine boat races, the men's finals coming right up, followed by the men's champions walk, the Sunday walk. It looks like it might be clearing from the west a little bit later on. And at 3 o'clock this afternoon, we did have the blessing of the fleet, which is a lot different now than the way it used to be. There used to be 150, 200 fishing boats, fishing vessels out there in front of, well, actually where the pleasure boats are now, in front of the statue of the fisherman, the man at the wheel. But now it's mostly pleasure boats. So it has changed, but Fiesta, this is huge. The sporting events is a highlight of Fiesta weekend, one of the big highlights. And as we mentioned yesterday, John, excuse me, but as we mentioned yesterday, you've got upwards of 200, 300, maybe even 400 athletes participating during the week from Wednesday through Sunday.
Yes, Rick, no doubt. And to get right down to the boats, is right now they're starting to line up, and you can see. And I want to point out an example of an experienced coach in the Iron Village coxsman, Paul Gigaloni. The coxsman is the guy coaching the boat. The guy holding the oar standing up is the scuttler. He's gonna steer the boat the whole way, which is crucial. But to our viewers yesterday, the boat right now. Yesterday was probably about 30 yards to the left, which was not a smart decision for a location. Right now, Paul Gigaloni has his boat squishing over the middle boat. And I can guarantee you the coach of the middle boat is kind of a little uncomfortable by it.
All right, and that boat did come in first, by the way. But once again, John, give us an idea from left, center, and right, which crew is in which boat now.
So right now you have the champs in the lane to the far right in the Santa Maria, and the middle boat is the merger, and then the boat to the left is Iron Village.
Okay.
So the boat to the far right of the champs, Forza Furia. The middle boat, the merger. The boat to the left is Iron Village.
All right, that does it. Now we're getting ready to see if we can get a start going here.
John, can you explain something to me? What's the difference between the coxsman and the scuttler?
So the scuttler is steering the boat. The scuttler is the one standing up holding the big oar.
With the long oar behind?
Yep. And
Okay.
he is steering the boat, and it's a very difficult task, especially with this wind. It's a very difficult task keeping that boat straight. The coxsman is the coach standing up, and he is the director. He's keeping the guys together. Like any sport, as the game goes on, as the race goes on, you can start to maybe gain bad habits if you have them in muscle memory. And he has to make sure that doesn't happen, because every single stroke is absolutely crucial. The race itself is between 9.5 and 10 minutes. It's about 4 to 5 minutes to the flag, which is a half mile, and 4 to 5 minutes back, which is a half mile. So it's 1 mile race, and they turn.
Did the wind just change or no? I think it's coming directly in our face right now. It was going from right to left, and now it's coming directly towards us.
The wind definitely picked up a little bit.
Got a southerly breeze right now.
And
Southwest. Now go with the flow, I believe, is the committee boat. That's the boat that just came into view, and it's off to the right. It'll trail. It'll go alongside parallel to that far right boat, out and back.
And Andrew at Streamography, obviously the leader here, has a drone that will be going overhead of these boats. You're going to have a beautiful aerial view of these boats and see what's going on inside the boats, which is going to be absolutely amazing and a great addition to this streaming.
Yeah, the wind is definitely more southerly than westerly now, coming right straight from south to north.
And you can see the harbor master and the committee boat. They're moving boats, getting them out of the way. These guys train too hard in the club. The St. Peter's Club, they come in after their practices, and you can see the look in their eye. It's a different look than other times of the years for these guys.
Big Tom Brancaleone downstairs is on PA. I didn't hear him sing Summer Breeze. Usually Tom sings Summer Breeze.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, maybe in between, right? All right. Again, this is MSO News Sports along with Streamography. We're broadcasting from Pavilion Beach in Gloucester by the St. Peter's Fiesta Carnival going on tonight, I think till about 11 o'clock. There'll be a ceremony for all the champions that will take place in St. Peter's Square. Approximately, 9 o'clock, I think, after the sporting events tonight. And the carnival, as we said, will continue. Plenty of restaurants in the area. We mentioned some of them. I do want to mention St. Peter's Fiesta, decades-old tradition celebrating the patron saint of fishermen. Another long-standing tradition is dining at the Gloucester House on the waterfront. And a new tradition has begun at Blue Collar Lobster, now open at the Gloucester House. Live lobsters, cooked lobsters, chowder, lobster rolls, salad, and more while you sit directly on the waterfront. In Gloucester, celebrate the St. Peter's Fiesta and enjoy traditional dining at the Gloucester House or eat in the rough at Blue Collar Lobster, all on the waterfront in Gloucester this weekend. We're not ready for the start yet. They're all drifted out of starting position here. Well, two of them have, I should say.
So from Blue Collar Lobster, Dave Linquata is the son of Lenny Linquata, and he's on the boat right now. And I think he's on the very left. What boat is he on? Oh, he's on the very right. I'm sorry. Dave Linquata.
Forza Furia. He's on the champs boat. Forza Furia, the champs. They did it easily last year. It wasn't a great 3 days of rowing for them. They won Wednesday convincingly last year, 2016. They dominated this field Saturday, 2016, and on Sunday, 2016, brought it home.
So if you're in the Gloucester House, you're watching on the big screen TV, watch that boat on the right, and all the other restaurants we mentioned too, big screen TV broadcast right now of this event.
This is great. I got a question, John. So with the oars, do they get the oars themselves, or do they go and choose the oars? How does that work? Do you know?
So it's a great question, and the guys will choose their oars at the beginning of the week, and they will
from
use
the St. Peter's Club. They've got all the equipment.
There's a big box truck that has oars in it, and these guys will go through oars like girls are picking out their dresses. It's the same thing.
You're killing me, man.
It's amazing.
The same thing.
It is.
Get your prom dress, right?
They're picky as can be. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And as you can see right now, I want to point out, Rick and John, you can see how the Iron Village to the left and the merger in the middle is sitting there ready, and you have the boat to the right. That's Mike Jarvis. I've known Mike Jarvis a long time. He's the coxman. He's the coach. He's playing mind games right now.
Is he? What's he doing over there?
If I'm the coach of all the other crews, right now you have to say, guys, he's messing with us. He's messing with us a little bit. He's trying. That's exactly what he's doing right now. He's sitting over. He's like, let's get these guys thinking about us. He wants the rowers' attention of the other boats to go on to them.
And Mike's brother Tom, a seasoned rower in the Seine boats and dory races as well.
Yes, Rick. He was on Chaos.
What Jarvis is doing, he wants these other two boats to get upset, and he wants the guys to be like, let's go. No. Stay calm, stay patient, and do your job. Just like the Patriots, do your job, right?
There you go.
Bill Belichick.
Don't worry about the other team, worry about yourself.
That's right. So once again, to the left, Iron Village and the Pinta. In the middle, the merger and the Nina. And to the right, the champs.
Now Iron Village.
Jose Furia, Santa Maria.
They're moving over left lane, and it'll line up. I think we're going to have several false starts before this thing gets underway. Look at all the people on the boulevard over to the right. Boulevard is packed for this event. Beach is getting pretty well crowded here too.
Boys, look at the playground today. Yep. It is Championship Sunday.
Beautiful Sunday.
It is Sunday.
I said it once, I'll say it again. I think the wind has shifted. It's coming directly into the land. It was going from right to left at our view, and now it's blowing straight at us.
It is. You know the wind. So it's a crowded Champion Sunday on the beach, on the playground. It is packed in the fort. The hotel is packed. The parking lot is packed. The boulevard is ready to go. Everyone's waiting, anticipating this race. Highly anticipated race.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
There's no doubt that if you look at the water, it's a nice little ripple. It's not. The guys would rather row in what they call glass conditions. That means there is no ripples in the water. This is close to it, though. You have a slight little ripple, but it's close to a glass condition.
Yeah, the women rode last night in whitecaps.
All right, as you can see, Rick, there goes the bowman feathering. They're feathering, trying to get the boats going, getting a little bit of a start. The coaches are down, ready to go. They're looking back and forth. It's hard for the middle boats. He has to look left, he has to look right, he has to look left, he has to look right. And there goes the bowman. You can see the bowman of the guys in the back. They're trying to get them going. And the coaches are just looking. It looks like the middle boats that he has to put his hands up first. And he's looking left, looking right, seeing what he needs to do. And if he has to get a lead, they're looking for a little lead. And they're drifting out, Rick. I don't think they're going to get this one off.
Nope.
Their job's up.
Oh,
there they go.
Yep.
There they go. And it was a good stop by all three boats.
That didn't take
all three boats.
Didn't take too long. That's not too bad.
Looks like the champs got a nice start over there on the right.
So now, Rick, what happens in this situation is the starter, they do like 10 quick strokes to get them going, and then they lengthen into the strokes. They'll lengthen into it. And as you can see, the scuttler who's steering the boat, the knee slightly bent because he hits a wave or something, and he could go right off.
Now, what's funny is as these guys took off, the wind really died down.
Yeah.
We'll see if that affects the water too. Sometimes it will get you will get calm conditions after the wind stops that quickly.
You can even see, boys, like the boat to the left, Iron Village Penta. Look at it drifting to the left a little bit.
Yeah, it could be the breeze. It could be the tide.
Yeah, current.
It's tough to tell.
There's so many elements.
The boat on the right seems wide, but
they have to row a half a mile out. Turn the flag.
These guys aren't joking around. This is Sunday. This is Sunday. This is serious stuff right here.
So the committee boat is going to the right. They'll give us an update of what's going on.
Okay.
And right now it's just looking from here like a close race, but we should get word soon. 10 rowers, 1 coach. 1 scuttle.
Give us the the crews in the boats again, if you would, John.
Forza Furia right now, the champs to the right are up by about a boat. Scuttler Mike Harmon, Coxman Mike Jarvis, Peter Mondello, Vincenzo Terranova, Matt Pardee, John Francis, the Taramina brothers in the engine, Wayne Morris, Ray D'Amico, David Linquana, JJ Pelazzola. In the middle, the merger, Scuttler Joe Balbo, Coxman Vito Gigoloni. The rowers, Dylan Morrissey, Chris Grace, Vito Gigoloni, Clayton Morrissey, Rob Morrissey, Mike Mitchell, Nick Gigoloni, Seth Morrissey, Mark Gigoloni, Zach Morrissey. To the left in the Pinta, Iron Village, Scuttler Phil Gigoloni, Coxman Paul Gigoloni. The rowers, Paul Simon, Jay Hillenbreck, Ryan Mueller, Brian Sandboy, Chad Motta, Mike Tarantino, Derek Mortis, Kellen O'Malley, Stephen Goodett, David Nicastro. So we just got word that the merger in the middle, Nina, made a move. When they say made a move, that means it's similar to the start. They've taken some quick strokes, some very quick strokes to try to get a little bit of a jump. The merger, we just got word from the committee boat. It looks like they're about even right now. The merger in the middle and Forza Furia to the right. And that's not a shocker to us right now. The Iron Village to the left is hanging around, but they're not as experienced as the other two crews.
John, how far out? How long is this race?
So they're going a half a mile out. They're going to turn the flag and a half a mile back. The merger, the Nina, who won yesterday, mixed with Gigolonis and Morrisseys and all kinds of rowers, just took a lead on Forza Furia. They say about a boat and a half, the merger. The merger up by a boat and a half. Forza Furia, it's one of the difficult things, boys, with Forza Furia is they haven't rowed since last year in a game situation. Imagine being in a championship and you have no game to gauge from.
You will see
Nina with 2 boats.
You'll see a view from the drone now that Andrew has engaged in. Tremendous view. And I'd like to mention that the Morrisseys, I'm pretty familiar with our second generation because it was the dads and the uncles who rowed before, and now you got the younger guys out there.
There's a few of them, huh?
Absolutely, Rick. And there's a handful of them in the juniors that are third generation. But the merger in the middle, in the Nina, has about a 2-boat lead. 2-boat lead over the champs.
And that's on the way out. That's against the wind, and that's a pretty big lead.
At this point it is.
You're going to see, there they go. Yeah, wow, what a lead.
John, do they always go turn from left to right, or sometimes do you have to go left to right?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Absolutely, yeah. You have to, otherwise they go into each other.
So that's the strong side and the weak side, is that what they call that?
Right. So now on the turn, what's happening, there's the turning side and non-turning side. The turning side is stroking, the non-turning side is taking off some strokes. It could be up to 5 to 10 strokes to get them around. The merger whipped the boat around. They're up by at least 2 boats right now.
Wow.
The other 2 boats are just getting out of their turns.
Well, a fellow coach is on the merger as well, isn't he? Dylan Morrissey coaches boys lacrosse at Gloucester High School, and you coach softball, and you've got some of the Cominellis and all those guys. A lot of your kids rowed the other day in the junior women's.
Yep, they did, and a lot of great athletes come from the high school and then slowly go up to juniors and then seniors, women's and the men's.
They got the wind coming in. I think they're going to come in real quick.
Yep, the merger. Let's Scuttler Joe Balbo, Coxman, Vito Gigoloni, Dylan Morrissey, Chris Grace, Vito Gigoloni, Clayton Morrissey, Rob Morrissey, Mike Mitchell, Nick Gigoloni, Seth Morrissey, Mark Gigoloni, Zach Morrissey. They are pulling away, and they're showing you what it's like. They're telling Forza Furia by their strokes. This is what it's like to be a champion, Forza Furia. You can win one, but to win multiple, that's when you're a real champ. I believe that in all sports. You can sometimes win it once, and that's great. I'll call you a champ. But when you start to repeat and get multiple champions, you know what it's like to be a champ, a real champ, and defend your title. So Forza Furia, and it is very difficult to repeat. And they won it last year, and merger is absolutely annihilating the course.
John, do you think it's such low tide? Do you think that has anything to do with how the race goes? High tide, low tide? I don't think it makes a big difference. What do you think?
John, absolutely no difference. The high tide or the low
No,
tide.
I think it's the same.
Yeah, it's the elements that would contribute to this are the wind and the current, and the waves. So this is right now just. That's one thing that you have to love about the Seine boats. It is just strength, rhythm. It's a little bit of everything. It's just these guys are just pulling this boat through the water. 10 rowers.
You usually can't see. You usually can't tell from this vantage point who's in front. But there's a triangle out there, and Merger is so far out in front that it's obvious to see from this angle on shore, and that's incredibly unusual for this kind of a race.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before from here. No way.
I reckon. I mean, you nailed that on the head. Usually, even if they're up by a boat or so,
you can't
it's
tell.
hard to tell.
But you can obviously. I mean, this is amazing.
They've
got 4 or 5 lengths on everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
This is just an all-out old school whipping.
Wow.
You have the Morrisseys and Gigalonis and boys for the last year when they finally combined crews, the Gigalonis and Morrisseys. People were wondering, if they're going to be able to get together. Is the chemistry going to be right? Well, they just proved the point.
Makes you wonder if they were just kind of taking it easy yesterday, because they didn't win by much yesterday. Had a length or two, but this is amazing. Right. Look at that lead. Wow.
This is just an old school whipping.
And there, you don't have Namby-Pambies on the other 2 boats. That's not chopped liver out there.
No, you got some strong guys on the other 2 boats. But Rick, I'll tell you right now, we're gonna give it all to the Merger right now. But the 2nd and 3rd place right now is big for off-season pickups. Who we cut, and they're already thinking of who they're cutting, Rick. This is cutthroat. There will be at the club today. Guys will be told, especially after they have a couple cocktails, you're gone. And this is cutthroat.
Look at this.
And what I'm going to give a little Merger. Obviously, you're going to be the champs. You guys are great. But I'm going to give some props to Iron Village right now. Looks like they're going to come in 2nd. They're going to disassemble Forza Furia.
Wow.
Forza Furia, the champs. Their name is gone. When you lose, you're gone.
This is one of the biggest leads I've seen since I've been coming.
The Merger is up by at least 4 boats on Iron Village to the left, and they're up by 5 or 6 on Forza Furia. The Merger, Scuttler Joe Belbo, Coxman Vito Gigaloni, Dylan Morrissey, Chris Grace, Vito Gigaloni, Clayton Morrissey, Rob Morrissey, Mike Mitchell, Nick Gigaloni, Seth Morrissey, Mark Gigaloni, Zach Morrissey. It's coming up hard on the shoreline. The champs, the Merger in the Nina, the champs, the Merger. You can see them, the excitement of these guys.
Fiesta
Sunday. And here comes Iron Village, probably about 3 boats behind on the Pinta, crushing Forza Furia, absolutely demoralizing them. Amazing race by the Merger. Iron Village, great job. Forza Furia, go home. You got to disassemble the boat, Jarvis. I'm sorry, pal. It didn't work out this year.
I like that. I like that announcement. Good job.
Second boat was about 30 seconds behind the lead boat.
Oh my God, Brett. It's unbelievable.
That's something I've not seen before.
And the third boat was another 15 seconds behind the second boat. Unbelievable.
They rode 100% out, 100% back. They didn't slow down at all.
The American flag.
All the way.
That's what the champs do.
They knew they were ahead. They knew they were ahead the whole time, and they still kept going.
All right, we got to take a break, boys. So congratulations to Merger as you see them celebrating and absolutely dominating the men's senior Seine boat champions here tonight at St. Peter's Fiesta. We'll be back in just a minute with more as the men's final Sunday champion walkers get ready to go on the greasy pole.
Randy's up right now.
When you live in an area so rooted in history, it comes with the territory. But while change is everywhere, there is one thing you can always count on. You can rest assured that Cape Ann Savings Bank will be here to serve the area it's proud to call home. Cape Ann Savings Bank. We've stood the test of time.
All right, we return now to the St. Peter's Fiesta sporting events. The men's Seine boat races are over. We go now to the greasy pole.